Right, a little bit of technique today. I'd like to discuss scale shifts. This page comes out of one of my books, the Scales book, and it talks about shifting, the mechanics of scale shifts. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So we begin with vertical scale forms. They're called vertical because they don't really shift, right? We just fill up the fretboard with these vertical scales. Okay. But now what we want to do is efficiently and economically move from one vertical scale position to another. How do we do that? How do we begin to play laterally across the fretboard and know where we are, in other words? And so let's start with this first scale here. It's just a C major in open position. And what we're going to do is shift to the fifth position of the C major scale up here, right? And we're going to play complete 2-octave scales. So the first one's going to go like this. Now I'm going to shift with my first finger, always the first finger, to the fifth. And then I just play the notes that I need out of that scale form, and then we're going to go back. And the shift is the same. Now I go down to first position with my first finger. It's always your first finger that you're focusing on. Okay, that's the first one. Now we're going to do, remember this, we're working with this scale here. Fifth position C major scale, right? Now we're going to shift on string 2. Shift down. Shift to the first position, play the third fret. In other words, you never just target the note that you want to play next. You target the shift. Your eyeballs, move to the shift if you're eyeballing the fretboard, right? So here at this point, I'm looking at the first fret. I place my shift, and then I continue. Okay, and now here we are here, and I'm going to shift to the fifth position again, except now on the third string. I have to do an extra shift there. To the second position, and then to the fifth position. Shift to the second position, shift to the open position. That's just the way it works out. In each case, we're playing a 2-octave C major scale, right? In different ways. Now we're going to shift on string 4 to position 5. Shift. Shift. And each case, it's going to be exactly the same scale, just played in different ways. And then we can start on C here, and then shift. Okay. So what I hope you gleaned from that is that we're always shifting with our position finger. We're shifting to positions, and the positions are always established by your first finger. And next we have second position going to seventh position. So here's our second position. And we're going to be be shifting up to 7th position. So here we go, and we'll start on string 1. We're shifting to position 7. There's always more ways to get to, the same place. So again, shifting to position 7. Okay, good. And then do the same thing on string 2. Shift to position 7, even though we're playing on the 8th fret. We're not shifting to the 8th fret, we're shifting to the 7th position. Okay, I'll do that shift again. And now we have the 3rd string. We're doing exactly the same thing. Shift to 7th position. And again, in every case so far, we started here on the first, but all of these scales that we're doing are exactly the same notes, right? Nothing is changing except the positions that we're playing those notes. Okay, so that's basically some shifts in the key of C. But let's move to another key. Let's move to the key of G. You probably all know this scale form here. Okay, and how about this one here? Right. Okay, so we're going to shift from position 2 to position 7 in a G major scale, and I'm going to pick a string. Let's pick string 3. Shift. Or let's pick string 2. And we could go through each of the connections. Notice that in each case, I'm making the connections with my first finger, right? First finger to the shifting position, 2nd position, 7th position, and then I take the fingering from that position, right? 5 different. You should know 5 different scale fingerings, the 5 major scale, vertical major scale fingerings. If you don't, this will all probably look like Greek to you. Okay, I've done a few videos on those, so you can check those out. Now let's do a 3-octave scale. So here's my G major scale up here. So that's a full 2-octave G major scale, an octave higher than that one down there, right? So now check this out. First finger, 1, 7th position. So now I've got a 3-octave scale. Notice what I did, right? 2nd position, 7th position, 12th position, right? 12, 7, 2. And then I take different pathways. I can do, whatever. Let's say I'll start on 5th string, 7th, shift at 3, shift at 2. It's a much more efficient way of looking at your scale shifts and playing laterally up and down the fretboard. Each one of these new positions should feel sort of like a new home base, right? Because you'll know that vertical position in each case. And the good news is it's going to work exactly the same for any key. If we, I mean, if we're playing in the key of D, all these same shifts will apply. And if we're playing in the key of A, all the same shifts will apply. Doesn't matter what key, the same shifts will apply. It's always with your first finger. Even if your first finger isn't playing a note, maybe it's your second finger that's going to play the next note. But you're looking for position shifts. Where am I making those shifts on the fretboard? So how to practice this? If you're serious about starting to negotiate the entire fretboard, I would suggest navigate. Or negotiate with it. Will you play for me today, fretboard? But if you want to navigate the whole fretboard, then what you should do is take one scale form like this. Well, let's say it's the G, and your practice becomes just the shifts on string 4. And you just work that through 20 or 30 times, right? And then do another one, and keep that in your repertoire of practice. Scale shift practice. So what you're working for, you're getting beyond just the vertical scale forms, which are very, very handy when it comes to defining chords. Like chords happen very vertically, right? So if I want to define this chord, it's nice to have a vertical scale position underneath the chord. But when if you want to rip in a more lateral way through some like quick single note line stuff in a different style or whatever the case is, you have to be able to get around laterally in every style. So that's the way to think. First finger is your shifting finger, and you're looking for the shift before you're looking for the note that you're going to play. If this video was helpful to you, subscribe. It helps the algorithm immensely. Maybe buy me a coffee, or buy one of my books, which you can get on Amazon. And please leave a question. I get back to all the questions with fairly lengthy answers. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for your support, and we'll see you real soon.